A few episodes ago I found myself at a local trail spot called the Howe Trails, which has some sick dirt jumps, but it's in desperate need of some maintenance. So myself and Cardy decided to get the shovels out, come here and begin the journey. Since then, some of the locals have been back and everything's looking good, and today I find myself back here to continue with the progress. If you remember last time we was here, we actually started off clearing this first section behind me, and we did quite a lot in one day. The difficult thing at the moment is the fact that we've not really had rain for such a long period of time in the UK, so everything is super dry and super dusty. Obviously without water it makes it super tricky to build and shape jumps, because that's just like dried cement. You're never gonna make it stick. So that's why last time when we came here we didn't know what we was walking into. We just decided to come here, start clearing, and I think the section we did actually looks super cool. If you put carpet on it you could probably ride it. I think the water situation has been fixed though. This place has an incredible irrigation. It was just empty last time, but I think that the locals have been here and filled that up. So I'm going to head down there now and check it out, because if there's water then we can actually start building and shaping some jumps today. Last time we was here we uncovered the step down and the racer jump, but since then it looks like the next two jumps in the line have actually been uncovered, and the condition of them isn't as bad as what I expected. There's a big crack in the second one down the back of the landing, but other than a few holes and a bit of a sweep with some good dirt, they're actually not too far off being completed, which is really good news. Right, let's take a look and see if the water tank, it looks full up actually, which is sick if it is. Yes, can you see that? And in that one, and in that one. That's really good news. Oh, two buckets are full up, two watering cans even, full up there, and I should be able to just flick. There we go. That is exactly what we needed. That means we can make quite a lot of progress now. So I'm going to go show you guys now the jump that today I'm going to turn my attention to. The jump that I want to fix today is this hip jump behind me. It's an option off of the main line, and as we just saw, the two in the main line, firstly look like someone's started uncovering them, so I'm going to leave that to them, and secondly they're not too bad, and I mean there's not much work to do on them. So this one on the other hand, this needs a huge haircut. It just needs a whole overhaul, but that hip option just looks so good because you can like branch off right, boost this one, and then it gets all hippie further down. So I think today that's what I'm going to turn my focus to. I've definitely got my work cut out because the takeoff's wrecked. The landing is an absolute state at the moment and in desperation of some TLC. And the run into it is terrible. It's so overgrown at the moment. Look at that, all grass. Just needs a real good trim up. But stood here now, I can just see the potential in that jump, and I'm sure you like-minded bike people can also feel the same excitement once this thing's been uncovered. I think that what we're going to do is run a time lapse. I'm going to give the jump a quick haircut, and then we'll check in and see what needs doing in terms of spade work, digging and sticking dirt. Here we go then, that looks so much better already just for cutting the weeds back and seeing what we've actually got to work with. And I'll tell you what, the jump underneath is actually really solid. Like, I know it's got some big splits in it, but look, you can stand on there. The actual structure of the jump is super stable. As you can see from behind down there, I've started to clear the bomb hole, but that bit, I'm not going to sit there with the loppers. I'll get a strimmer and cut all the grass at the edges properly and get a rake to rake it up. It's way quicker, we'll save a load of time. But for now, that's the area I'm going to work with. We've done the same with the landing. It's actually super flat, the landing, which I think needs steepening up because you'll lose quite a lot of speed and it might ruin the flow of the trail, but that's something that's quite easy to build the lip out here. It's probably just slipped down over time. I'm going to go fill up the watering cans, and it's time to start actually doing some digging and shaping some dirt, which we haven't done on this build series yet. The whole thing so far has basically just been clearing weeds, so I'm excited to see how the dirt works itself. It's obviously super dry. Well, I don't think it's going to be dry for very long. Listen to that. Let's go get some water, although I might not need to actually with the with this rain that's inbound. That's probably the first water that takeoff's had on it for quite some time, which is surprising to say in the UK, but I mean, you can see it's still humid, it's drying out pretty quickly, but at least it's workable now. That's tacky, and that's the next job. I'm going to get some of this loose stuff from here. Well, actually, I'm going to fill the holes in, and I'm going to show you where I'm going to get the dirt from that from. I'm going to use this dirt, I'm going to wet these big clumps, which are just doing nothing on the back, use those to fill the gaps. And then, once I've done that, I've got all this fine dirt, which once that's put on the wet, oh, it's going to be so satisfying. So, let's run another time lapse, and hopefully this takeoff will be looking so good by the time I check back in with you. So as you can now see, the takeoff has no cracks in it. There's all fresh dirt which is stuck, it's filled the gaps, and it was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. There's not a very good supply of dirt here. I'm having to take it from the back of the jumps. Where it's so dry, I'm soaking it, which is making it super sloppy, but then the inside of it is still super dry, where it's obviously not had a chance to soak through. And that currently, although it's sort of like way better and it's definitely filled the gaps, it's too wet at the moment. I just tried packing it and it all just stuck to the spade, which is only going to pull it back off. So what I need to do is let that dry a little, and then I can sort of pack it in, scrape it about and let it do its thing. I'll tell you what I can do, which I've just spotted, is there's a big hole up here on the deck, so I'm going to fill that in quickly, and then we're going to evaluate at where we are today based on what needs to dry and what happens next. There we have it. The front's had a new dressing, the top has been, well, the holes have been filled in, all the cracks have been filled. It's literally just a case now of letting it dry a little bit, and I actually don't have the right shovel to pack it in. These ones are like, they're terrible because they've got the hooks on the back, so it digs in. I need like a curved one so I can get a real nice shape on the lip, but it's looking good. It's looking a whole load better. I'm going to come back tomorrow now because it's getting late. I need to go home. I'm super hungry. Get some dinner. We've got 2 piles of dirt ready to go. We can get that dressed and then look at making the changes and tidying up the landing. So let's spin to tomorrow. We're back in exactly the same spot that we just ended yesterday's segment, and do you know what, overnight we didn't get any rain here, which was lucky because driving home everywhere was absolutely flooded. This has stayed perfect. The ramp has baked, it's done, well, dried out enough to pack in. I've got a proper shovel with a flat head on it now that I can sort of work this and hopefully start to make it look good. So let's pack this in and then see where we're at. That's packed in really nicely actually. As you can see, there's still a few gaps, although that is solid. It's obviously going to be a bit bumpy for the jump bike and maybe BMXs that will be riding it. So what we need to do is wet it, a load of that dust I've just swept up, sprinkle it on, pack, wet, sprinkle, pack, and just repeat that process until you sort of achieve the finish that you want. Got a helper today.
He missed me yesterday. He said that he was lonely, so I felt bad.
Keep watering there.
Oh, sorry. I've never done this before, so I don't really know what to do, and I thought, well, the easiest job that I can't mess up is to water it, so that's what I'm doing.
Right, the problem I'm having is that this clay is either too wet to pack or it's too dry that it's kind of leaving holes in it. There's no in between, and I need an in between. So what I'm going to plan to do is put a bit of carpet over it, and if I hit the carpet, obviously no dirt can stick to the spade. I just hope it doesn't stick to the back of this, and then hopefully that will help to smooth it out, because it's actually not that far off, but I'm just struggling with that last little bit. This is a reveal then, let's see if my tactic worked. Perfectly. Honestly, without the carpet, I don't know why I'm holding it like a weirdo. Without that, I'd never have been able to pack that in. That's sick. There we go, that's looking so much better. Problems that we've come across are basically, well, a few things. First one, which is quite a big one, is there's actually low supply of dirt, making it difficult when actually building. Obviously this is the first jump that we've actually started shaping up, and you can see, especially at the edges here, I don't have any dirt to build it out with, and I don't have a wheelbarrow, I don't have a sieve. So for example, this is all what come off the side, but look what it's mixed in with. So you actually do more good, like, I mean, you end up with grass and everything all over the jump, which is obviously not what you want. So we now know for the next episodes that we need to get a wheelbarrow here, and we need a sieve so we can really get some good dirt and get it on there. Having water in this episode has been a huge bonus and a step forward, but it's all part of the process. Obviously we came here, there was no water, there's nothing. We're starting completely from scratch. I didn't know what we would or wouldn't need and how much work we need to do. So plan for the next episodes is to get organised, get the materials and resources here that we need, and to bring a strimmer so we can attack a lot of the grass, because at the moment it feels like we're working in a really confined space and a overgrown jungle, which kind of sucks. Obviously I was saying that we'll do the landing. I went home last night, edited the video, realised we was at 10 minutes just doing the takeoff, so that's going to be a separate video. It might even be the next one that we do here. Let us know what ideas or thoughts you would have. If you was building this, what would you do differently? Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, leave some comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a